I've been up a while.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to call this meeting to order this morning. This is a redistricting committee meeting. First of all, we do have a quorum. We have Senator Fillmore, who's joining virtually online, and I think everyone else is in attendance in person. First of all, look for a motion to approve the minutes of 9/24/25. Representative Parucci moves. Any discussion of that motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I'll rule that motion carries. The schedule for today is basically to discuss and recommend a map for the full legislature to consider later on. All maps have been available for the 10-day required by the court order online. We have received and reviewed thousands of comments. We took roughly 2.5 hours of public comment in our last two meetings. Want to appreciate appreciate all the people who took time to give us comments. And also, I want to give a special thanks to our staff, who's done an incredible job in such a compressed, tight time frame. It's been amazing. We ask out of an abundance of caution that the staff review all of the public comments and make sure that they did not forward to this committee anything that dealt with the partisan numbers, data, or reference to partisanship. And we still received thousands of comments. I reviewed hundreds of pages of comments on different maps. I don't know if we have that visual. I'm gonna go to a visual here in a minute. If you want to tee that up, if we've got it. This was the public comment. We do dots according to people who do comments, and I thought this was kind of telling. If we can get that up in a second. This was the dots on just one of the maps. But while their staff's looking to do that, as I reviewed the comments and read through hundreds of pages, here's some of the things that I thought were interesting that we probably need to point out. One, all of the people who asked that we use the IRC maps, you've got to know again that that's impossible because the IRC maps were developed under Senate Bill 200 and are not able to be used or considered in the form that they were moved forward to us. We also had a number of comments that people asked to move a specific line somewhere in a map. That again is impossible because you don't have 10 days to start again for public comment on a new map. Those who asked not to split Salt Lake County, again, that's impossible. Due to the fact that that doesn't comply with federal law of one person, one vote. Proposition 4 does not consider proportionality. Some of those comments there. Community of interest, just a number of comments around community of interest. And what was evident there is that community of interest is different from everyone. And everyone has a different idea of what their community of interest is. Rural-urban split, which was talked about a lot, is not part of Proposition 4. That would be a legislative priority deemed appropriate by us after the measures of Proposition 4 were considered. This is, you'll just see it pop up, this is pins of the comments on just one map. So you can see we had a robust process, number of comments. Again, I thought this was interesting to show that a number of people outside the United States and including in the Pacific Ocean who wanted to comment. And even some international interest on a map. Again, there were some comments around who the map is drawn by and who it benefits. This map is not drawn, any of these maps are not drawn by people who benefit. We cannot consider any incumbent or prospective candidate. comments around gerrymandering, usually centered around community of interest by addressing political ideology. We simply cannot consider that. Gerrymandering typically seems to be the word used to describe any map that an individual doesn't agree with. I thought that was interesting too. Salt Lake City is not split in maps A through E. And again, the staff did not send any comments to us that dealt with partisanship. So again, we're here to recommend a map that will be considered later on today in the special session, dealing with what the court ordered. The court ordered that our maps that we developed under SB 200 were no longer appropriate, and as a constitutional duty of the legislature, we have taken up this responsibility to do what the court ordered in 30 days. Again, 30 days, there are a lot of things that we would have chosen to do differently, but we cannot accomplish in 30 days. The maps that were considered were done in a way that we typically would not do. In the past, we spent months drawing maps, going out into the public, receiving comment, coming back and drawing maps again. This was simply not the ability that we had, so we considered our options and found that it was best to allow some help from computer systems feeding in the data around Proposition 4, giving us thousands of maps back, and then narrowing it down to maps that met Proposition 4, and then the legislature would then choose which ones they wanted to pass and forward back to the judge for consideration by the courts. I believe that was everything I had written down for notes that I wanted to make sure that we were aware of, why we're here, what we're going to do, and with that, I would go to Senator Ibsen for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. I move to favorably recommend Map C for consideration in the 2025 first special session.
Thank you, Senator. That is an appropriate motion. Do we have discussion to that motion? Representative Gracious.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to speak in support of that motion. Like I commented when we first reviewed these maps, I really like the distribution on military installations that this map has, and I think that it's a great map to maximize our representation there.
Thank you for that comment. Any other discussion on the motion? Seeing that, Representative or Senator Ibsen, any summation?
I just would like to say that this we put a lot of consideration in all of these maps, and I think this map best suits the citizens of Utah to put the rural and the one vote per person, and I think this is the map that suits the people best, and I just appreciate your voting for it.
Thank you. I'll now place the motion. All in favor of recommending map C to the full body of the legislature say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. No. We'll make sure the noes are counted, Representative Owens and Senator Escamilla. I'll rule the motion passes. Final motion. Non-debatable. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We are adjourned.